So I'm going to start by using this awesome pen that I got from Modern Fuel. It's Modern Fuel on Instagram. Really cool, I like it. It's made from aluminum. And I'm going to use it to just lay down some lines first before we jump into markers. I kind of want to start easy. It's my first sketch of the day, so don't judge me. I guess it's gonna might look like crap, but that's fine. It looks like a pretty generic car. Nothing special, which is which is okay for the first sketch of the day. It's always okay to just sketch whatever you feel like. Kitty's asleep back there. Alright, so whatever we do with this pencil, doesn't really matter because it's a pencil, can be changed, it's going to be covered. Everything is going to be covered eventually with markers, so if you make mistakes this early, don't worry about it, because as I said, we're not gonna see those mistakes. We're just gonna adjust as we go, as I always do. So when you sketch circles, you want to keep your pen at 90 degrees from the paper. You almost look at it straight from the top. That's the easiest way, at least for me, to sketch circles. You should try it out, maybe it works for you too. Now I'm doing the horizon reflections. So these areas that I'm filling out right now is going to be the darker shade of whatever marker I decide to put on here. So keep in mind that even if you're sketching in side view, it's still in perspective. So you're still gonna see the hood that's bent like this. You're still gonna see the air intakes from the side, and you're still gonna see the rear lights, you know, because the rear of the car is not just a flat surface, it's a curve. So that means that you're going to see these elements from this side as well. Might be a good idea to think about when you're sketching in side view. Yeah, some weird design of this. And same thing here, we're gonna see the interior on the far side through the window. And we need a door. It's gonna be tight with the wheel there. I'm glad this car is never going into production. Let's add some lines there. And let's add a steering wheel in there. Seat maybe? Sure. What else? I think we're ready for markers now. So let's pick some colors. So these are the markers that I'm using. Some of them at least. I have a bunch of different brands. Just goes to show that you can start with whatever markers you want. I used to start with, these are the ones I start with. I started with in 2007 when I first started university. I bought these. I think they still work. But they are pro markers. You see they're all, this is one of my favorite reds actually. It's Ruby Red Pro Marker. It's good for rear lights and stuff like that. But for this sketch I'm going to use, let's do green. So I'm gonna pick these 3 greens. If you want the color codes, they are right here. Bam. And there you go. So let's start with that. And when I sketch with markers, I start with the lightest shade first. Just go over the sketch with the lightest green that you have. Starting to fill in the horizon line that we have here. And just because this is the lightest green, that means that the only thing that you're not going to cover with it on this sketch are the extreme highlights, which are going to remain white. So for example, I think down here we're gonna have an extreme highlight. This little shelf or whatever line here. Just adding some stuff. I think we're good with this marker. Let's move on to the next one, which is YGO06, yellowish green. See, it's a bit darker than the other one. We're getting those gradients in there because the previous marker is still a bit wet on the paper if you're using marker paper. And that gives us a nice, that gives us an opportunity to create gradients before it dries. Cool, so let's go on to the last marker here, which is the lettuce green, YG09. Should be the darker one. And I think it is. Looks cool. And some stuff down here as well. And I love sketching with markers. I can't believe it took me so long to get started with markers. I used to like only do almost exclusively digital work in Photoshop because if you see my other videos, I talk about this, but I wasn't good at all with markers when I first started, which nobody is. I mean, you're starting out with markers. Of course, you're not going to be good at it. But it was just frustrating all the time to never get the result that I wanted. So I waited a long time to get started, but now I just can't. I'm doing it almost every day because it's so much fun. So I'm going into the 100% black, filling in the blacks, which is going to be the baseline. We have the wheels. Cool thing here, if you mess up this arch here, you can always play around with the thickness of the tire to, you know, fix your circle. And fill in the far side tire as well. And the ground shadow. Just making it all black for the, just to make it easy. I could use like cool gray 8 or cool gray 7 on the far right tire. I mean, if I wanted to. Ooh, don't want to mess up here. See, I messed up a little bit here. It's fine. All we gotta do is come back, add some thickness to this to fill in the circle. See? No big deal. I like to keep a open space at the bottom here because it gives the car, it's kind of like it's planted on the ground. I like that. If anybody's wondering why I don't fill in the whole circle here, it's just a matter of taste. If you want to do that, you could definitely do it. It's not a rule or anything like that. It just looks cool. And everything is about looking cool, so that's the main purpose here. Let's add some diffusers here at the back. I don't want any exhaust because this is going to be 100% green car. Green in color and green for the environment as well. It's an electric car. Adding in the window line can be tricky. Looks okay. A bit tight window. I mean, it's a bit too low, but whatever, it's fine. So how do we sketch the wheels fast? Because wheels are something that usually takes a lot of time if you want to make them correctly. And I don't have the time right now, so I'm just gonna use a cool gray 8. Take the thick end of it. Just add it like this. I want to keep a white line for the highlight of the rim. And just think about it as a concave wheel, so the shadow is gonna fall something like this if the light is coming from the top. Like that. Same thing here. Just using the thick side of the Copic and going around this. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect because when we finish this, before we finish this, we're going to grab our big pen and touch everything up and clean everything up, all the lines, all of that. Okay, so let's pick what do we want to do now. Let's do a cool gray 6 and visualize the interior on the far side. There we go. What else do we want to do here? Let's add some. The wheels are not ready for sure. We need to fix those. Let's do that. Let's fix the wheels. So I'm gonna add like a cool gray 3 or 4, something like that. Just fill in this. Honestly, right now I'm just experimenting. I don't even know what I'm doing. So if it turns out like crap for now, it's fine. Still gonna fix it later. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make these look like they're spinning, which is pretty easy. It's not that complicated or time consuming. So I think we're ready for the big pen. Some more on the rim. Cool, we might wanna add some of this white pencil on the tires, because tires are not as reflective as, you know, metal. Just a more subtle white. This looks weird. I don't like the rear light at all, but I'll just change it for next time. Also wanted to add some blue. That's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna use this Frost Blue B00. Just add some sky reflections. I should have done this before I started with a Bic, because you can see here the Bic is bleeding. It's not a big deal, but for optimal results, you might want to do this before starting with the blue. The Bic, I mean. Okay, I think we're pretty much done with this quick morning sketch. Just sharpen up some more stuff. Like, I don't like these at all. I don't know why I did them. Let's at least try to make them look the same length. Alright, we're done. I hope this video was useful to you, and I hope you learned something. Some cool tips or tricks you want to try yourself. If you have any questions, I'm always available to answer them for you. And if you want to dive deeper into marker sketching, Photoshop design, anything related to design sketching, just check out the courses I have linked below. I think they're gonna help you a lot if you are serious about taking your sketching to the next level. If you like these kind of videos, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. I'll see you next time. Take it easy, guys.